Thank you. All right. Good morning. Here we go. I hope you guys had a nice Thanksgiving break. We have 15 days of school until winter break. We can do it. Okay, here we go. Okay. So today happens to be pretty easy. This first side in particular. So, quiet please. A ratio. What is a ratio? A ratio is a comparison of two values. A comparison of two values. Like in this class, ratio of boys to girls. We're comparing the number of boys and the number of girls in the classroom. Or maybe dogs to cats in a humane society or something like that. So we're comparing two things. And we do that all the time. Would you also, while you're doing that, please put your name on your notes? Because there's a spot for it, and if I see them lying around, I'll know who to get them back to. So please write your name on your notes. Blake, should you write your name on your notes? All right. So we are comparing two values. Now, it turns out, given quantity A and quantity B, the ratio of A to B can be written three ways. First, the ratio of A to B most commonly is written as a fraction, A over B. We can also write it using A colon B, or we could just simply spell it out A to B. So we can write it in three different ways, but like fractions, ratios should always be written in simplest form. I'm going to say lowest terms. All right, what does it mean when we say lowest terms? The lowest it can go. We got to reduce it, reduce, as much as we can. Yes, sir?
What does it say with the notes, like example? A what?
Comparison. A comparison of two values. Okay, so here we have three different ways to write things. A to B, A colon B, which again we would just say A to B, or we can write it out A to B. So we are going to write each ratio in simplest form in two different ways. So we have 8 DVDs to 2 books. This is the first thing. This is the A. And here is the second thing. That's what we would call the B. So we always just take them in order, however they're presented. And so if I were to write this, I would do 8 over 2. I would write it as a fraction. And then, of course, can I reduce this fraction? What do they both divide by? Yeah, they both divide by 2. And so we get 4 over 1. This is one way to write the ratio. 4 to 1. I can also write it 4 to 1 or 4 to 1. Either of these three ways is good. You need to pick two, because it says write it two different ways. So I wrote one as a fraction and one using a colon. All right, 15 girls to 24 boys. That's going to be 15 over 24. What can both of those divide by? 3. Divide by 3. What if you aren't so good at your factors? Use your calculator. What should we use on a calculator? MathFrac. Yes, you can absolutely use MathFrac. So this reduces to 5 over 8. So we could write 5 to 8 or 5 to 8, either of those ways. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I want you to finish 3 through 8. Do it now. Keep going. And again, you can use MathFrac if you needed to. And you're supposed to write it 2 different ways. So up here I wrote it in 3 different ways, and I boxed 2 of them. So you need to write them in 2 different ways. Make sure you're reducing. You gotta reduce, must reduce. Reduce, reduce, reduce. Okay. Yeah, thanks. All right, I think 15 more seconds. Did you reduce that? You gotta reduce that.
No, I didn't.
You know, use your calculator. Good job. Good job. Great, great, great. Okay, fantastic. Here we go. So, in case you were curious, number 3 was 20 over 8, which reduces to 5 over 2. 5 to 2. 5 would be 4 to 3, or 4 over 3. And 7 was 5 to 12, or 5 over 12. Okay? Now, number 9. This past season, the hockey team had 48 wins and 28 losses. Find each ratio in simplest form. What does simplest form mean? Lowest terms. It means reduce it. It means reduce, reduce, reduce. If you don't reduce it, is it right or is it wrong?
Wrong.
It's totally wrong.
Really wrong.
So please make sure that you reduce. All right, so here we go. It says we want wins to losses. So what should go on top of my fraction? The number of wins, 48. 48 wins to how many losses? 28. And I need to reduce that. 12 to 7, meaning they divide by 4, top and bottom. They both divide by 4. Again, you could math frac that in your calculator. So we get 12 over 7, which is the reduced form. 12 wins to 7 losses. All right, what about this one? Losses to total games played. How do we figure out the total games played? Yeah, the total games played would be 48 plus 28, which is 76. All right. So losses would be 28 over 76. And that is definitely one I don't know offhand. I don't know 76, anything other than 2. But here we go. So in my calculator, 28 divided by 76. And I'm going to go ahead and math frac that. And it turns out to be 7 over 19. So again, if there is something you don't know, we can use our calculator. Pretty handy. All right, number 10. Given the word Massachusetts, find each ratio in simplest form. Again, that means reduce. Vowels to consonants. What are vowels? A, E, I, O, U. Okay, so vowels are A, E, I, O, and U. So in this word, in Massachusetts, how many vowels do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4? Yeah. 4. How many consonants do we have? 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yes. So 4 to 9. S's. How many S's do we have? 4. 4 S's. How many total letters do we have? 13. Yes. Easy peasy, yeah? Alright. So that side is really, really easy. Now, it gets a little more challenging over here. Here we go. Alright. Ratios of measurement. When a ratio involves measurements like inches and feet or quarts and cups, all right, both quantities must have the same unit. All right, when they have units, they must be the same. There's a lot of chattering, ladies and gentlemen. Do I need to remind you that you need to listen when I am talking? Thank you. They must have the same unit of measure. When they are different, you must convert one unit into the other, and it's usually easier to convert the larger amount into the smaller thing, okay? So I am looking here. We want to write each ratio in simplest form. Again, that means we have to reduce, but we're comparing feet and inches, which we can't do. We need to make them match. Ladies and gentlemen, 1 foot has how many inches? 12 inches. I would encourage you to write this stuff that I write down on the side so that you can quickly reference it later. You on the same page as us there, Blake? Really? No. Oh. All right. So, I want to look at the larger quantity. Are inches or feet larger? The feet. So 1 foot has 12 inches. So we want to write this ratio, 12 inches to 4 inches. And they both divide by 4. So we get 3 to 1 is the ratio. They must be in the same unit. We have 28 inches to 3 feet. Which one do we need to convert? 3 feet. 3 feet. 3 feet. How many inches is that? 36. That is 3 times 12, 36 inches. So we're comparing 28 inches to 36 inches. What do both of those divide by? They both divide by 4. That is very true.
Both divide by 12.
No, 28 does not divide by 12. 28 divided by 4 is 7. And 36 divided by 4 is 9. So there is our ratio, 7 to 9. Again, they have to be in the same units. Let's see. I haven't talked about yards. What's a yard equal to?
3 feet.
1 yard is equal to 3 feet. Definitely something you want to write down. So 2 yards is going to be how many feet? 6. That is 2 yards times 3 feet. We get 6 feet total. So we have 2 feet compared to 6 feet, which reduces to what? 1/3. Ooh. We're comparing yards and inches here. 1 yard has how many inches? 36. Very good. So 3 feet, a foot has 12 inches. So 3 times 12 is 36 inches. All right. So 4 yards is going to have how many inches? 144. 144 inches. How did you get 144? Yeah, 4 times 36. 4 times 36. All right. So we get 144 inches compared to 30 inches. And again, maybe I don't know that, as they're definitely big numbers. 144 divided by 30. And math bracket, I get 24 over 5. Meters. 1 meter. 1 meter has how many centimeters? 100, yes. 100 centimeters. A meter has 100 centimeters. So I need to convert 5 meters into centimeters. 500, very good. 500 centimeters. 1 meter has 100. Everything in metric is always something times by 10 or 100 or 1,000. They're always with extra zeros. All right, so we have 200 centimeters over 500 centimeters. Oh, look at that. The zeros just cross off and we get 2 over 5. All right, now I'm comparing kilometers and meters. What's a kilometer? It is 1,000 meters. 1 kilometer equals 1,000 meters. 1 kilometer has 1,000 meters. It's less than a mile, but it's a big, big thing. Or meters. This is about a meter. All right. All right. So we have 2 kilometers. How many meters are in 2 kilometers? 2,000 meters. All right. So we have 2,000 meters compared to 72 meters. Again, those are big numbers. 2,000 divided by 72. And I'm going to math bracket. And I get 250 over 9. All right, let's see. Again, we have lots of units here. I hope you're writing all these things down because you're going to need them. Let's see. Cups. What's bigger, a cup or a pint? Yeah, so I don't know, you guys are young, but in England, you go over and you ask for a pint, right? And so a pint is like a big old giant mug. It's like this big, all right? A cup is like this big. So 1 pint is equal to 2 cups. Very good. 1 pint is equal to 2 cups. So we need to convert the larger thing. So 8 pints is how many cups? 16. Yes, it's 16 cups. How did we get 16? Yeah, multiply 8 times 2. So we have 4 cups compared to 16 cups, which reduces to 1 over 4. Ooh, what about pounds and ounces? 1 pound equals how many ounces? 16, yeah. 1 pound is equal to 16 ounces. So 3 pounds is going to be how many ounces? 3 times 16, yeah. 1 pound is 16 ounces, so 3 times 16 is 48 ounces. All right, so we have 48 ounces compared to 24 ounces, which reduces to 2 over 1. All right, what about gallons and quarts? Which one's bigger?
Gallons.
Gallons is the bigger thing. So 1 gallon is how many quarts? 4, yeah. 4 quarts. All right, so 2 gallons is how many quarts? 8 quarts, yes. All right, so we have 8 quarts compared to 10 quarts. Yeah, 4 quarts is a gallon. And that divides by 2, so we get 4 over 5. All right. So pints. Does anybody know how many pints are in 1 gallon?
8. Gonna be like 8.
8 pints are in a gallon. That is correct. 8 pints. Very good. 8 pints are in 1 gallon. And so I need to convert these larger gallons into pints. So 4 gallons, 1 gallon is 8 pints. How many pints is 4 gallons? 32, yeah. All right, so we have 3 pints compared to 32 pints. Does that reduce? No, it doesn't. All right. I think I want to skip down to, we haven't done, I think you can figure out cups though. All right, let's skip down to 23. 28 minutes to 1 hour. 1 hour is the big thing. 1 hour has 60 minutes. Very good. Yeah. So that becomes 60 minutes. So we have 28 minutes over 60 minutes, which reduces 28 over 60. Math frac is 7 over 15. And let's look at 25. A day. 1 day has 24 hours. All right, so 2 days is 48 hours. So we have 8 hours to 48 hours, which reduces to what? 1 over 6. Top and bottom divide by 8. 1 over 6. So again, make sure you get that right. If we divide top and bottom by 8, we get 1 over 6. Now, the very last one, number 27. It took Jane 1 hour and 20 minutes to do her math homework. Whew, that's a lot of math homework. While it took Ava just 45 minutes. Find the ratio it took Jane to do her homework to the time it took Ava to do hers. So we want the ratio of Jane's time to Ava's time, but we have a mixture of hours and minutes. So tell me about how many minutes Jane took. 80. How'd you get 80? Yep. Yeah, 60 for the 1 hour and 20 gives us 80 minutes. And Ava took 45 minutes. And so we can just reduce that. 80 over 45 becomes 16 over 9. All right, ladies and gentlemen, do you have questions for me?
Too much stuff.